What does one say to an ancient Nephilim ghost?
I suppose you start with...
Dylan! You son of a bitch.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
What's going on YouTube? It's Filthy and we're back with another video. Diablo 3 Season 28. This is going to be a look at the leaderboards, working out all the best builds for Season 28. Every single class has now cleared 150 solo, which is pretty bonkers to think about it because we've had opening weekend, which was last weekend, a week worth of blasting for people, and then second weekend, every single class of the game has done a 150. There's some crazy clears in here, so we're going to go through it. I'm hoping it's going to be helpful for me. I'm looking for solo 150 on all classes. I don't know if it's going to be possible for me to do. This might give me a little bit of inspiration. It might fill me with absolute terror and dread, but we're going to look at all the best builds. Before we do get going though, as always guys, thumbs up brightens my day. Subscribe if you're interested in Diablo 3. We're going to be playing this all the way up until the D4 beta. We'll take a few days off to do that, then we'll be back on the D3 grind because there's absolutely no way I'm getting solo 150 done before then. Right, so let's have a look at the leaderboards. Now, the last class to actually get to 150 was the Witch Doctor. I checked Saturday morning on, this is all on the EU board, so I don't know what's going on in Asia. I don't know what's going on in the America servers. But from an EU point of view, this hadn't cleared 150 Saturday morning, and now it has. I guess no surprise, it is the Arrakis Spider build. So I think this is probably going to be the strongest Witch Doctor build this season. If we look at, it's got like 2k Paragon. The way I'm approaching this personally is I'm thinking, well, if I want to get a 150 done, because I'm not great at pushing, because I'm a bit of a potato at the game, I'm looking probably for about 50% more Paragon than the actual clear. So I'm thinking, well, if I could get 2.5, 3k Paragon, I should be able to get this done. If we look at the augments, most of it is augged up and it's nice, you know, some of it is nice gear. So I've got a lot of gear personally to farm on the Witch Doctor. But spiders, you know, as I say, probably the strongest build. I was interested to see whether Mundanugu, how good that was going to be on the season, because it did get a pretty big buff, but it's looking like it's going to be a few tiers behind. We've got a 1500 Paragon player here who's done 142. So even if we pumped a bit more Paragon in, I mean, maybe it changes with much more Paragon, you know, if you get people with like 5 or 6k, and don't get me wrong, there's going to be people with 8,000-9,000 Paragon by the time the season is over, because some of these builds are just so super powerful. But yeah, Witch Doctor, just about done it. 12 minutes 24, so obviously pretty quick time, plenty of time to spare, so maybe we could get away with like 2,300 Paragon, but being realistic, I'm either going to have to play an awful lot of Witch Doctor to get these nice pieces like this, or I'm going to have to spend a lot of time doing bounties. Some of it I think we can collect up playing the Wizard. We could get a Traveler's Pledge with double crit and roll physical on it as an example. We could get a Compass Rose on the Wizard, but the rest of it is all pretty Witch Doctor specific. So Witch Doctor, I think, was in last place. Now, I don't quite know the order of the times for this, so we're going to guess on the fly. I'm going to think Crusader is the next slowest. That might be wrong, that might not be. So the 150 clear here is in 10 minutes. It is on the Icon, which is nice because this is, again, is a build I haven't played, the Icon, like Phalanx Condemned Crusader. 1800 Paragon seems very doable, so again, if I apply my rough rule of adding about 50% on, then maybe if I'm getting up to 3k Paragon, maybe a little bit less, 2.5k Paragon. I guess that's not quite half, is it? 2 to 2.5. Another 500 Paragon is about 25%. So I think I could probably get this cleared. Again, I've played no Crusader so far, but it's a visually good build. I do like the condemns going off when I have played this in the past. I think it's pretty laggy, so props to anybody clearing 110 in 10 minutes with it. Again, it is all augged up with Whisper of Atonement stuff. Nice primal shield, which is what we like to see. Like to see those red beams, Blade of Prophecy, Friar's Wrath. So maybe I need to get rolling some Crusader shields. Again, I'm playing a lot of Barb personally, so Focus and Restraint are pretty easy to get on the Barb. The Ore Guilds is easy for me to get on my Barbarian Z-Barb. I can just craft them. Same for the Crimson. So actually, there's not too much going into this build. Like, if you think about it, we only really need the 5 Arcan pieces to roll quite nice, and then the rest of it. Obviously, we've got the sword. We can make that primal ourselves, no problemo. And then a shield. So we've only really got 6 pieces to collect for this. So this one doesn't worry me too much on the gear front. And as I say, if I can get my Paragon up to 3k this season, I think 150 could well be doable. I mean, don't forget, there's 5 minutes to spare here as well, which is pretty good. Let's just check this next build. It is a con. Again, I was wondering whether the Aegis of Valor would be getting up there, but it does look a little bit weaker. Much lower Paragon on this player, 1300. But you know, it does look like the Icon is definitely stronger. So that's Crusader. So that was 10 minutes. Was that faster or slower than Monk? About the same actually, maybe slightly faster. So 150 on Monk is 10 minutes. This is going to be Legacy Dream Wave of Light. I haven't set up a Monk yet personally. So again, if we look at this 2k Paragon, that means I could be getting it done with maybe 2.5, 3k Paragon, because there is still the 5 minutes to spare in the time as well. I've probably got a bunch of these pieces from playing Demon Hunter. You know, nice Witching Hour is easy to get. Blackthorn's easy to get on the Demon Hunter. Stone Gauntlets, I know I've got a nice pair of these already. It's actually, oh, this is interesting. Actually playing the Legacy of Nightmares rings and not the Lord's Gem, which we don't see very often these days. So that is interesting. Cruise Boots, I'll need a copy of those. Bracers, fist weapons are a bit fiddly, and then we've got the monk shoulders. So again, if we think about it, we've got a monk hat to get, monk shoulders, so that's 2 pieces, and then we only really need 3, 4, 5. So there's only 5 pieces that we need to actually farm up on monk, so that's pretty good. Obviously the cube stuff you don't really care about, super easy to get. I'll have to start saving some litany of nightmare rings, because I have been chucking all of these out. I mean, you could run it with the Lord Gem. You're obviously going to lose a big chunk of damage either from Bane of the Trapped or from the Enforcer, probably the Trapped, I guess. And that would give you a COE and another ring option. It's like Unity and Stone of Jordan or Zodiac or something like that. But that's quite interesting. Let's just check all these other 150s and make sure they are LOD Wave of Light Monks. See, like that one might well be where I'm at the end of the season, 3k. Maybe we can sneak a little more, I don't quite know. Another 2k 150 there. I'm guessing is this one. Yeah, they're all Legacy of Dreams Wave of Light, so nothing else has cleared 150. Now let's just have a little look at Patterns of Justice. 146. That's quite interesting. Again, that is a potential one to play. It looks like pretty juicy gear. So again, at some point, somebody will do a 150 with that, absolutely no problem. I'm probably going to go for Legacy Dreams Wave of Light, but I do like Patterns of Justice. Inner, also strong, 146. Does look like there's a few options for the monk. Again, speaking personally, because you're going to need all this, like this is a bit of a more difficult one because I need to get all these inner pieces quite nice. And I've done no farming on monk at the moment, so Legacy Dreams, I think it's just got fewer gear pieces, so that tends to make a bit more sense. And then I guess let's have a look at the Raymond. I don't like this build at all. And it's interesting, nobody's really pushed it. 135, so a little bit of weak sauce there. Right, so Monk was about 10 minutes, Crusade was about 10 minutes, not much in those two. Let's have a look at Demon Hunter. 9 minutes 30, so again, similar-ish kind of range. I'm going to guess this is Marauders, but it could be Spike Trap. No, it wasn't Marauders. GG gear, look, 3,300 Paragon. Now that's a little bit of a problem because I don't really see myself getting the 4k. I mean, I might do. It depends how long the season lasts. Probably going to play up until D4 release. So there is hope. Good Demon Hunter gear is easy to get because we can solo speed Gears of Dreadlands. We can play the ZDH. Both those things are options. So I'm not sure where my Marauder gear is up to, but look at this, delicious Primal Yangs, delicious Primal Bombardier's Rucksack, and then actually a crafted Raps of Clarity, which is interesting, because we do have a pretty nice Squirts necklace. I would have thought maybe those two would be the other way around, but yeah, some nice gear there. Let's check what these other clears are. That one is Marauders as well, 2.4k. We've got a 2k Marauders. Now this is talking. This is a bit more what we like. So it is possible. I think that we can do it with 2.5, 3k Paragon. We do have a 150 on Natalia with 2.3k Paragon. I think this is probably a harder build to play. I'm not too sure on that. Again, obviously nobody's really got much experience on this one because it is a new build. Let's just have a little look. Natalia's, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 clears on 150. I mean, under 2k Paragon 1800, so it might be possible to do this. Again, Natalia's is a bit more of an easy one, I think, potentially for the gearing, because we can craft a bunch of these pieces, maybe. So that looks like we've still got a bit of a choice. I was hoping to do UE. That was really what I wanted to do for my 150, but it just doesn't look like it's got the punching power. Again, don't get me wrong, somebody will clear 150 on UE multi-shot by the end of the season, because people are going to have crazy, like if we're at people with 2, 3, 4,000 Paragon, I think I've seen somebody after like 8-9 days, you're going to see some crazy numbers. So somebody could do it, but in terms of us selecting the easiest, it is looking like it's going to be UE. Gears of Dreadlands, again, somebody eventually will clear 150 with this on the season. They'll just get enough Paragon to get it done. But I think if I'm trying to pick the easiest, it probably looks like it's going to be the Marauder. That probably looks like the most sensible choice to go for. A little look on the LODs. No, nothing on there. Demon Hunter, again, similar to Barb, Crusader. Do bear in mind, though, Barb and Demon Hunter probably have got lots more people playing them because of the support function. You can have a lot nicer gear as well, I think. Right, so Barb's pretty fast. 5-minute 150. It's got to be Raycore. It is 2.4k Paragon. Again, this is really encouraging for me because I'm thinking, well, if you can do it in 5 minutes, I can definitely get to 2.5k Paragon this season. You know, we're at 2 already. Nice Raycore gear should be doable because I am playing a lot of support Barb. So, you know, again, hopefully speaking, when we come to push and put this together, we won't have to invest too many materials in it. You know, Bandamite being used with the crafted primal here makes sense. The damage reduction is such a big deal at 80%. And again, the weapons are pretty easy to get because you just upgrade spears. There's only 3 choices, so getting really juicy spears is very easy. Barely an inconvenience. So yeah, so again, Raycore, that looks like really good. We've got quite a lot of 150 clears in here. It's not full 150s on the Barb at the moment. The other set that I personally am interested in, because it is my favourite build in the entire game, is Leapquake. 1100 Paragon. What's this guy done? 132. I won't be able to do a 150 with this. Somebody might do by the end of the season. Again, just repeating the point about we're going to get crazy guns. But yeah, and the other one, of course, the Horde of Savages. Somebody has done 150, so maybe we do have a choice. We could do Raycore or we could do Savage. I'm interested in playing both. I might set both up, but much more likely it looks like the far easier clear is going to be on Raycore. I mean, that's nuts. 5 minutes. How many Paragon was it? 2.5k. So yeah, encouraged by that one. Necro, I think, actually slower than Barb. That does surprise me. Still in that 5-minute range. This, of course, is going to be Truggle's Nerva Necro, which it is. Lovely, delicious Primal Funerary Prick. What we would do for one of those. Primal Iron Rose, again, ditto. And then we've used the actual crafted Primal and the Haunted Visions. Theoretically, it shouldn't be that hard to get a good one of these. It defaults with a socket every single time, so all you really need to do is get lucky on the double crit being high, and then you can roll your elements. Necro's only got 3 elements, so again, getting a nice physical percent socket one shouldn't be too bad. So you might see a lot more crafted Crispins, but obviously this dude has rocked himself a primal, so you know, if you've got the red, you may as well use it. I've incidentally just started doing my Necro. I've got no good pieces, been farming T16 for a few hours, not found any really nice Tragul pieces, so I've resorted to dipping into 110 GR speeds. Again, it needs building, I need augments, I need better pieces. But yeah, I mean, this should be doable. I mean, 3k Paragon, yeah, it's a lot. Is there anybody? Always do that. There might be somebody with less Paragon who has done it. He says pulling up somebody with 4k Paragon. 2.8, that's much more of a realistic goal for us. Again, they've done it in half the time. So I know people have cleared 150 with a lot less Paragon. I'm sure there'll be somebody in here. I mean, look at it. There's loads of these clears through here. Let's pick the slowest. Who's last? Last for the 150s, which is still a hell of an achievement, by the way. Where are you? Oh, look at that. 1 second to go. 1300 Paragon. So, you know, we can get 2.5k. We should be able to get it done. It'll just be a little bit of fishing with the Rift Guardian and some practice with the build. But Necro Tragul, really powerful. Rathma has also done 150. This, of course, is the boss killer of choice at the moment. Again, if you play a lot of Necro, you can end up with nice Rathma pieces, as well as the Traguls. I do need to get some more farming done on Necro because my Necro gear sucks. But again, possibly to do 150 with this, it seems makes way more sense for me to go for Traguls. It obviously is going to be much easier, but both are doable. Inarius, I think by the end of the season, somebody will do 150 with this. Absolutely no problemo. And I think Lord Nova, I think Wadiju's done 150 on hardcore and just nobody's bothered. So again, you've got options there, but definitely the easiest way is going to be the Tragul's avatar. And just quickly having a little look at Bone Spear. Again, somebody's done 150 on Bone Spear, 2.7k Paragon. So it is an option, but I think we just pick the easiest, which is Tragul's. But again, there's plenty of options here for 150 clears, so pretty nice to see. Of course, we get to the poster boy for the season, or poster girl, depending on which wizard you make. We've got 150 in 3 minutes. How insane is that? 3.5k Paragon. Obviously, we have done 150 ourselves, 12.5 minutes. I can get that time down, I'm sure. I'm just not going to touch it for a while because I don't really see the point now. We've got it done. We may as well farm up the Paragon and try and get some other stuff. Arcane, I think, yeah. So, I mean, you can do... The top build for a little while was actually the cold version of this. That was winning out. Is it this guy? No, Star Packed again. Somebody did have cold on the top clear, but these look like they're all Star Packs now. Star Pack does do more damage. Here we go, Comet. So this guy, 4k Paragon. Sat there, solo speed farming GR150 in under 5 minutes. Absolutely nuts. 12.5 minute 150, nowhere near the boards. I need to shave like 2 minutes off my time to even get in the top 1,000 players, which is pretty nutty. I think we could do it if we sat down and fished really hard and I got better at playing the build, but again, I just don't really see the point at the moment. Do we have any other 150s? Firebirds 144. Again, at some point, somebody's definitely going to clear 150 with that. You know, just add the Paragon on. It's gonna go. V is 141. I mean, again, it will get done by somebody at some point, but doesn't look particularly strong. DMO, ditto again, I guess. I mean, 3k Paragon, that's a lot. Somebody will bridge this gap, I think, the extra 9 tiers, but not really enough. And then obviously buffed again was the Hydra set, and pleasing to see somebody has cleared 150 with it. So again, that's another option potentially to go for. 2.6k Paragon. So I don't know, a complete potato like me might need 3.5 to get it done. Yeah, some options. Lod has also got it done. It is Lod Meteor. I guess that shouldn't be a surprise, really, should it? So yeah, quite a few options for Wizard as well. So every class is over 150. Wizard doing complete nuts clears in 3 minutes. You know, it's kind of like, it feels like looking at the console leaderboards. This is what the console boards look like most seasons after about a week or two. Insane 150 clears, all hacked gear and modded this, that and the other. So it is pretty bonkers. So that's it. These are the best builds. We've got the Meteor crushing it on Wizard. We've got Raycore Barb crushing it in 5 minutes. We've got Necro Nova crushing it in 5 minutes. And then the slower builds are doing it in 10 minutes with like Demon Hunter, Crusader, Monk 10 minutes. And then last place, Witch Doctor, lagging behind. I dare say it might even be faster than this because I presume there are not many people playing Witch Doctor. Like, we only need a 1-2-4 to get on the board. That will definitely be the lowest, I think, out of all of them. Yeah, like 20 tiers higher on Necro. Oh, my bad, Crusader. Where are all the Crusaders? So yeah, So I guess, yeah, 131 on Bob. Maybe I'm doing Witch Doctor a disservice. Maybe it's more popular than I think. But still, 150's been cleared, so all classes are there. Let me know what your best clear is. I'm guessing it's probably Wizard. Have you done 150 on anything other than Wizard? Are you one of these people who has busted out the Necro or the Monk? Do you think you'll get to 150 on multiple classes? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video. I've been the Filthy Casual. I'll see you again real soon. Take it easy, guys. Peace.